Good morning. My name is Lauren, and today's yoga practice will focus on opening our hips. Later on in today's sequence, there will be a back bend and an arm balance, but listen to your body throughout these movements, find what feels good, and enjoy the movements. Today, for practice, you're going to need a mat, a block if you have one, and a bolster or pillow if you'd like to sit up on something. Grab those items and then come join me in Sukhasana. All right. Whether you're sitting on the ground or up on a block or bolster, let's come into a nice cross-legged seat, grounding down through our sits bones and lifting up through the crown. Rest your palms gently on your thighs and then soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let's focus in on the breath, allowing it to be natural. Gently inhaling and exhaling through the nose. As thoughts come up, acknowledge them, but then allow them to pass and come back to the present moment. Allow your eyes to gently open. Let's move into a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to take our thumb, our index and our pointer fingers, and our ring finger. We're going to place our thumb on one nostril, closing it off. Our index finger and our pointer finger will be on our forehead. And then we're going to have one nostril that's open. You're going to inhale through the open nostril, pinch it off with your ring finger, and then gently exhale, release the thumb, and gently exhale through the other nostril. So join me now, placing the thumb on one nostril, your pointer and index finger on your forehead, your ring finger on the other side of your free nostril. Let's take a gentle breath in through the nose with both nostrils open, and then exhale. Pinch off the thumb nostril, and then inhale with the free one. Pause at the top, pinching off the ring finger side nostril, and then releasing the thumb to exhale through the free nostril now. Now on that same side, inhale through the thumb side nostril, pause at the top, pinch off the thumb side nostril, and then release the ring finger and exhale through the ring finger nostril. Now take a few of these at your own pace. You can soften your gaze and close your eyes. Really tuning into the breath here. wherever you are. Let's take one more breath. Then gently release your hand back down to your thigh, palms face up. And take a couple of natural breaths here. All right. Let's take the right hand, inhale, reach it up and overhead. As you exhale, grab the left side of your head and gently tilt it open, getting a good stretch through the neck, relaxing that shoulder down and away from your ear. On your next exhale, let's release. Bringing the palm back down to the thigh. And then taking that left hand, inhale, lifting it up towards the sky. As you exhale, grabbing the right side of your head and gently pulling your left ear towards your left shoulder. Allow the right shoulder to relax down and away from the ear. On your next exhale, release that hand back down to your thigh. And let's repeat this one more time on each side. Inhaling the right arm up and overhead. Exhaling, gently pulling your right ear towards your right shoulder. Relaxing the left shoulder down. Maybe this time you take that stretch and then you turn and gaze down towards the right side of your mat. And then gently rolling it back up to center. And gently releasing. Inhale, lift the left palm up and overhead. Exhale, gently tilting the head towards the left. Relaxing the right shoulder down. And if it feels good to you, maybe you take your gaze down towards the left side of your mat. And gently lift your gaze back up to the center. And slowly release the palm, bringing the head back up over the shoulders. From here, let's inhale both arms up and overhead. Let's grab the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, stretch up, reach up, and then gently stretch over to your left, opening up through our side body. On your next exhale, draw it back up towards the center. This time, grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, stretch up, and then as you exhale, gently bend towards the right. Exhale up towards the center and release the palms back to your thighs. We're going to do this one more time. Inhaling, lifting the arms up and overhead. Grabbing your right wrist with your left hand. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, gently bending towards the left side. Really stretching through that side body by rooting that right hip down into your block, your bolster, or your mat. Reaching up through the fingertips. On your next exhale, come up to center. and switch sides. Inhale, reaching. Exhaling, gently bending towards the right side. Root down through that left hip, reach up through those left fingertips. Exhale, bringing it back to the center. Releasing the palms to your thighs. From here, let's take the right palm to the left knee or thigh, and then gently twisting open towards the left side of our mat. Still sitting up nice and tall, maintaining integrity through the spine. Exhaling, coming back to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, take that left palm to the right thigh, opening towards the right side of your mat, coming into that twist. On your next exhale, come back to center. And let's do that one more time on each side. Right palm coming to the left thigh, outer thigh. Taking that left arm back and behind our body. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, taking the left palm to the outer right thigh. Right hand coming behind you. Sitting up nice and tall. And as you exhale, come back to center. From here, let's go ahead and come off of the bolster or the block if you were on one. Set those off to the side. And let's come into a tabletop position with our knees right underneath our hips and our wrists right underneath our shoulders. Spread your fingertips out nice and wide, planting through all four corners of the palms and really pressing down through the tops of the feet. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. We want a nice straight line from our head to our tailbone. From here, we're going to take a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, peel the tailbone up, drop the belly, and open through your collarbones. As you exhale, round the tailbone down and through, lifting the back body up between the shoulder blades and dropping the head down towards the mat. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding through. Move through a few more of these with your own breath. Wherever you are, let's do one more and we will meet back in tabletop. From here, we're going to curl our toes under. Really root down through the palms and the toes, drawing your belly button up and in towards your spine. We're going to lift the knees just an inch off the mat and hover. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then gently lower the knees back down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. press down through the palms and the toes and lift the knees up to hover off of the mat. 2 more breaths. And slowly lower the knees back down. From here, keep your toes curled under. This time, as we press our hips back and up and lift the knees, we're going to come into a down dog. Once you get there, you can pedal it out, dropping one heel and then the other. Really rooting through your palms. Elbow creases shine forward. Ears are between the upper arm bones. Hips are up nice and high. Once you've pedaled it out, take a moment to find stillness. And then we are going to walk our feet up towards our hands, coming into a forward fold. From here, slightly bend your knees and then gently, one vertebrae at a time, roll it all the way up to mountain pose. Tadasana. All right, from here, let's take a nice big inhale in, bringing the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. You can keep the knees soft. If you can't reach the ground, feel free to place a block in front of you, like so. Yogi's choice. From here, let's lift up halfway, placing the palms on the thighs or the shins. Exhale and fold. From here, plant your palms and then step it back, right foot, then left foot into plank. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. And on your next exhale, draw the elbows in towards your sides and lower all the way down to your stomach. From here, press your hip bones into the mat. Gently lift your chest up, keeping your chin tucked in towards your chest, gazing down at the ground in front of you. And exhale, release. From here, curl your toes under. Strengthen the knees and the quads. Draw the belly button in towards the spine and press back up into plank. From here, shift your hips up and back into down dog. From here, walk your hands up, your feet up towards your hands, coming into that forward fold. And then slowly rolling it all the way back up to Tadasana. Allowing the palms to face outward. We're going to repeat that one more time. So inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. All right, let's repeat the sun salutation one more time. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. From here, plant the palms. Step the right toes back and then the left foot. From here, you can be in plank or drop it down to your knees. Draw the elbows in towards your side body and then lower all the way down through the mat. From here, press your hips down into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale and release. Curl your toes under, coming back up into your plank or your half plank, and then into down dog. Really pressing the hips up nice and high. From here, walk it up to the front edge of your mat, coming into that forward fold. And then as you exhale, slowly roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Good. From here, inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring the palms down to your heart center. Let's shift our weight into our left foot. Gently peel the right knee up slightly, and then slide our right toes back so that we're in a high lunge position. Ground down through your front foot. You want the knee right over that front ankle. Draw your thighs in towards the midline, and then press back through your back foot. Keep the shoulders right over the hips. From here, let's take the arms up and overhead, inhaling. And then as you exhale, rain the fingertips down towards the mat, coming down onto that back knee, uncurling the toe, bringing your left hand towards the inside of your left foot, kind of shifting into a lizard variation here. From here, take your left hand and draw it across the right side of your body and then open up towards the sky. On your next exhale, bring that hand back down, framing your front foot, and then shift your hips back just slightly. Curl your toes up towards your forehead, coming into a half split. Inhale, opening through your collarbones, and then exhaling, allowing your head to rest forward. Roll through the foot, coming back into that nice low lunge. Curl the back toes under. And then we're going to press back up into the high lunge, drawing our belly button in towards our spine, bringing our palms to our chest, and then gently rocking that back foot up to meet the front foot, skating all the way back up in mountain. We're going to repeat that on the left side now. So shift the weight into your right foot, peel your left knee up towards your chest, gently slide it back into that nice high lunge position. Really root down through the four corners of the foot, keeping that front knee over that front ankle, centered over the foot, drawing the thighs in towards your midline, and really pressing back through that back heel. Inhale. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, rain the fingertips down towards the mat. Plant your palms, drop your back knee, coming into a low lunge. And then walk your right hand towards the inside of your right foot for a little lizard variation. From here, take your right hand and slide it across your left arm up through your chest, opening all the way up towards the sky. All right, release that palm back down the mat, framing your front foot, and then curling the toes up towards your forehead, pushing the hips back just slightly, coming into a half split variation. You can always adjust your legs however you need to keep the hip over the knee. Keep this front leg knee soft so that you're protecting your hamstring and feeling a good stretch through the glute and the hamstring. Roll back through that foot, coming back into that low lunge. Curl the back toes under if they weren't already. Press back up into that high lunge. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Lifting the palms back up to heart center, coming up to a nice tall stance with your shoulders over your hips, and then rock that back foot up to meet that front foot. Inhale, standing all the way up into Tadasana. Good. From here, let's take a nice wide stance on our yoga mat, toes pointed forward. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead, maybe taking a slight back bend here, and then exhale and paint the sky in front of you all the way down towards the floor. Again, feel free to use a block to bring the floor up to you. You can also place your hands on your ankles or your shins, whatever feels good for you today. Allow the head to rest down towards the ground. From here, bring your hands to your waist. Draw your belly button in, and then slowly rise all the way back up to standing. Let's take our toes and point them out, keeping our legs nice and wide. And then from here, we're going to shift our hips back and sitting down, down, down as far as we can come into a nice low squat. If this isn't available to you, you can always take that block, place it under your bottom, coming into a supported yogi squat. Keep the chest lifted, collarbones wide. All right, for our next pose, I just want you to take a moment while you're here, either in your seated squat or you can come down to a seated position and watch, because I'm going to give you a couple of variations for this next one. So our next pose is crow, and you've got a couple of options here. Everyone is going to place their palms firmly on their mat, fingertips spread out nice and wide. And then they're going to come up onto their toes, sort of in a froggy position, either with their feet on the mat, or if you need a little extra lift, you can place your toes on the block. From here, you're going to lift your hips up, trying to place your knee on the back of your arm up towards your armpit, making a shelf with your arms. And you can stay here with your toes on the block, or you can lift up one toe at a time. Or if it's in your practice, you can come to the full variation of crow. Anyway, join me now, and let's take a few moments to explore the crow pose. Wherever you are, let's take one more breath. And then let's release it, moving the block out of the way if you were using it, bringing the toes together, your knees out nice and wide, sitting back into a child's pose. From here, draw your belly button in and walk your hands back towards your thighs, bringing your legs and your feet together, coming into a modified hero's pose. From here, we're going to lift our hips up, bringing them up and over our knees, shoulders over the hips, really grounding down through our shin bones and lifting up through our chest. Let's inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. From here, as you exhale, can you take your right hand and tap your right heel? And then draw it back up. And then repeating that, left hand to left heel. And back up. Inhale. Exhale, tap the right heel. Inhale, as you exhale, tap the left heel. Let's go through this dancing camel for a few more taps. Really keeping the belly button pulled in towards the spine. Now from here, let's take our palms, gently place them on our low back, draw the shoulder blades and the elbows in towards each other, and gently press our hips forward and our chest up towards the sky. If full camel is available to you, you can take a full camel here. One more breath wherever you are. And let's release, coming down to the ground, swinging our legs out in front of our body. Coming into staff pose with the hips right underneath our shoulders, toes flexed up towards the sky or our face, and keeping the knees soft. Let's inhale and lift the arms up and overhead. As we exhale, let's fold over our legs, allowing the fingertips to come to the legs, the ankles, the toes, wherever they comfortably fall. On your next exhale, gently roll back all the way up to that nice tall seat. Let's take the legs, bringing them out nice and wide, soles of the feet touching, coming into a seated butterfly. Maybe taking a moment here to just massage the inner arches of our feet and ankles. And once you feel like you've done enough massaging, you can either grab the ankles or clasp the toes. Inhale, really sit up tall, and then as you exhale, fold forward over the thighs. On your next exhale, come back up to a nice tall seat. And then come down to lying flat on your back. Legs out long. Let's draw the right knee in towards our chest, grabbing it with our hands. And then let's take that leg over across the body, coming into a sideline twist. You can gaze over your right arm, turning the head. On your next exhale, release back to center. And then take your left knee, drawing it in towards the chest, grabbing or clasping it with your hands. And then taking it in, drawing it across your body, gazing towards your left palm. On your next exhale, release it back to center. Bring both feet flat onto the mat. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Kick your right leg up towards the sky, grabbing either the outside of the foot or maybe hooking your fingers between your big toe. And then taking the left foot, kicking it up towards the sky. Same thing, grabbing the outside or hooking between the big toe, coming into a happy baby. Maybe you rock gently side to side, getting a little massage on your low back. And then as you're ready, release the feet back down to the mat, sliding them gently out. Let's inhale one more time, lifting the arms up and overhead. Squeeze your hands into a fist and your toes, curl them up. Contract everything in your body. And then exhale and release everything down to the mat. From here, you can slide your palms down to rest gently at your side. Or maybe you place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach today. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your forehead and your jaw to soften. Allow the throat to open. Allow the shoulder blades to fall into the mat. Allow your tummy to soften. Allow the legs to grow heavy into the mat. Take a moment here to fully return to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Deepening your inhale and your exhale as you go. Slowly begin wiggling your toes, your fingers. as you're ready, slide your feet back up on the mat. Gently turn or roll to one side. Just taking a moment to pause here. And then as you're ready, slowly press yourself back up into your Sukhasana, or your cross-legged seat. Let's bring the hands to the heart center, palms together. Let's take one last breath together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that your hips feel a little bit looser and that you are ready to tackle the rest of your day. Namaste.